We welcome you back to the 2025 Big East Women's Basketball Tournament from Mohegan Sun. Blue Jays getting past Georgetown by 2 last night, and Morgan Molly starts it off.
Nobody who has ever...
A Maryland transfer, she gives it away on the opening possession. Lauren Jensen, the Creighton duo, starts the game.
What a burst of speed from Jensen, just getting out in front of the defenders.
They began last night.
Yeah, this is just an ill-advised pass, really right into the hands. Tournament. We're very close to not being in this game, thanks to great performances from Georgetown and Xavier.
As Jensen connects. 7 straight for Creighton, and Kim, you know this.
From Molly after how last night went and their Big East tournament careers almost coming to a premature end.
Masonis gets the Pirates started. Bella calling Masonis as invaluable a transfer ad that he's ever had. What a start for Lauren Jensen. Timeout, Tony Bozzella. The Jays have struck first in a big way.
Morgan Molly average about 35 points on the season combined, and so far the lowest floor should be a 7, but a 6 seed sounds fair. I really hope the committee reevaluates and takes a hard look at this Creighton resume.
10 on the shot clock for Creighton. An elbow J is good for Luckett.
To halftime to really switch things up and reset, so I think it was smart to call that early timeout and just make his team know that he's got their back. But this Creighton offense.
Her last 3 games, she's already 2 for 2. Jada Eads gets the friendly bounce.
Jada Eads.
Mogensen off one dribble. A little bit off, Mallory break on the offensive glass. A pull-up tray is good. Creighton is 4 for 4 from 3. It's Lockett. For a team that shoots 46% from the floor. Right near the top of this league as that one falls home for Townsend. A 14-point lead.
And that's why they're so dangerous. Offense drives, keep people in front. And then if Seton Hall starts banging in threes, they can adjust.
Another one drops for the Jays. Townsend. Timeout, Tony Bozzella. He's up
front and not the whole staircase, because that can be overwhelming. It's little by little, and they've started to get some stops, but still just not much going offensively. And there is another triple for Creighton. That team,
neon green light.
Evergreen works too. We can any shade of green applies. Forest green, emerald green.
Molly Mogensen gets it on the fun, so now make it 6 different. Adeline to Eads. Shot clock at 12. Jada Eads has been one of the best freshmen in the Big East and shows it right there.
And that's what Seton Hall has to continue to do, to try to break down this Creighton defense.
On the shot clock, Eads and Masonis. That is Seton Hall women's basketball.
Yeah, that was a gorgeous connection.
3 minutes to go in this second quarter. Can they chop further? That 3 is good. It's Catalan. First Pirate trip. Our whole crew at Fox, as this is a turnover by the Hall, has been here tirelessly throughout the last couple of days. Pleasure to bring you the Big East Women's Tournament on Fox for the first time ever. Mallory break cannot hit. Can Creighton end this run? They do. That breaks up an 11-0 run.
Half starts.
Seton Hall's on a 13-2 run. Mogensen, blocking foul and 1.
I think the flow of the game is just interesting right now.
Shot clock at 8. Eads, all Big East first teamer. To right with 3. Caden Lawson knocks it down. Digits.
This was a beautiful possession. Multiple players got in the paint, came to jump shots, made good reads.
Sorry, you have to roll on every screen, no more popping.
Okay, thanks, Allison. But yeah, I mean, there was a noticeable shift, and that's a nice response from Masonis. But Seton Hall just looked flat to start the game. And now
under Kirsten Bernthal Booth is unbelievable. 32-3 this past year. Eats, attacks, and hits.
And that's the downhill drives that Tony Bozzella wants after talking with Allison. This is how this team has played all season long. They're not passive. They beat you off the dribble. They make things happen in the paint, but they also need to defend. And Creighton just continues.
2 seed in the men's tournament. Jim Flannery and Greg McDermott have done a wonderful job as Jensen has a dozen points. And this Creighton program, 25 wins to just 5 losses.
Oh, they need help here.
They didn't give the help, and Molly says, I've been doing this my whole career.
Much success, and Jim Flannery is such a kind man as well. Nice bucket there for Seton Hall out of the timeout. But Jim Flannery always so gracious with his time with us when preparing for these games.
Here's Molly again. You cannot give her an open lane.
Dicing up at the defense right now.
What do you have?
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on how Creighton plays against this press from Seton Hall, because he really wants them to look up and drive. He said, we have layups if you will drive. I'll take that even from a guard over a flare-out 3.
A really big presence to try to take away the vision and cause some deflections.
Jensen with a floater. Lauren Jensen has 14 points.
She's on that first team is impressive. She's in a mismatch right now with Morgan Molly.
Lauren Jensen knocks it down. She just entered the top 3 in Creighton history in scoring.
And Jim Flannery is literally skipping up the sidelines. He's liking what he's seeing from his Blue Jays. And there's an answer from Jada Eads.
She and Molly are in the top 3. Behind Kathy Halligan, the leading scorer. 7 seconds for Jensen. One of the all-time Creighton greats. Lauren Jensen cannot hit, taps it back, and the foul. Molly Mogensen was left wide open and capitalizes the 9th Creighton trifecta. How about the ball movement? They're at 5 passes already. And it produces a Molly triple. Timeout, Tony.
So steady, and there have been some games where teams really challenge them down the stretch, as we saw last night. They've been in some tight ones. Make it 14 for Morgan Molly, having a great all-around offensive game. But every time in those tight matchups, they had to come back. They had to pull away late, and they were able to prevail in every meeting aside from the 2 with the Connecticut Huskies. And they are looking to set up a 3rd meeting with them tomorrow evening.
Faith Massonis hits. She has 14 points. And look at Massonis' activity. Couple of bad luck there.
Yeah, she had great anticipation. She across the season, and just to think of kind of the makeup of their team, they don't really have a true post player. Nice bucket there.
Elizabeth Gentry.
The teammates celebrating somebody who is more of a role player. Lauren Jensen, the happiest teammate to see that one go in.
How will you define this season for Faith Massonis and what she's meant to Seton Hall?
Well, they still have, a lot of basketball left to play, but I'll just go off of another 3 for Creighton. I'll go off of what we've heard from Tony Graham as both a player, a leader, everything she's brought off the court as well.
11 triples for the Jays. Massonis, a Big Ten Sportsmanship Award winner. My goodness.
Make it a dozen.
Jamie Horan, who was never easy to beat a team 3 times, although UConn has made it look that way through the years in this conference. The Huskies will be on the hunt for a 23rd Big East tournament title, a 30th conference tournament title.
It was certainly there. They've come back in these games. But to have a really great season and not play your best here on the floor is disappointing, but they're going to have a lot of postseason basketball ahead no matter which tournament they play in.
The last time Creighton made the Big East championship game, they beat Seton Hall in the semis. For the first time since 2016, the Blue Jays are flying to the conference title game.